When I first became an actor, it became glaringly clear as I walked through the doors of NBC and CBS that their idea of what a black woman was an angry ghetto mother and a maid. And my great-grandmothers, who cleaned floors for me to go to Vassar College, were like, oh, hell to the no. You won't be playing maids. So it became glaringly apparent that I was going to have to make my own work so that I could see visions of womanhood that were realistic to me. One problem, I didn't know how to write. Or at least that's the story I had in my head. I felt this little black kid from the Pork and Bean Projects does not have the right to be an artist. I'm supposed to go to school, get a law degree, and get a good job with benefits, and buy my mama a house. That's the should. The one problem with that is the thing that I was good at was going to lead me to my life's purpose. But having this limitation of what I should do kept me from finding my purpose for a long, long, painful time. So not only did I have to learn how to write, but I had to learn how to rewrite my own personal story of who I could be. And in that process, I learned two things that if you don't remember anything else that I rant about today, remember this. What other people think about you is none of your damn business. What other people think you're capable of is none of your damn business. The only thing that you need to be concerned about are all the ideas that you have in your head that are stopping you from being who you're meant to be. I began a process, a very painful process, called what I like to call dreaming out loud. And as I do teach, and I coach kids, and I coach other artists who are like conflicted, and then I coach grown-up people who are like, I hate my job. And I'm like, oh, honey, you should be doing anything you hate. Life is short. So I taught them what I did. This process called Dreaming Out Loud. It has 3 stages. It starts with Julia Cameron's brilliant morning pages from The Artist's Way. 3 pages longhand without stopping. Complaining, hollering, whatever. The second stage, list making. And the third stage, asking the questions. Now the morning pages, every time I came to the page to write, I would start shaking and sweating. I didn't think I had permission to write. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to show up for myself on that page. I'm not going to do it. Well, the morning pages are about staying on the page for 3 pages longhand writing without stopping. It teaches you to wander around in your world and not quit on yourself. And what you will find after several months is that they are filled with rants, prayers, supplications, Lord, help me, I hate my job, I hate my boss, I hate, and that's fine. The key is to stay there until something else comes up. What I learned from doing the morning pages is that I had a whole bunch of outdated beliefs about myself that were no longer serving me. I believed, well, I'm not very pretty. I'm sort of this chubby girl that's oddly cute, and nobody really pays attention to that. And the best thing about me is my brain, and I'm depressed, and nobody's going to love a brainy girl. And oh, my Jesus. I just went on and on and on and on. I shook out all the negative stuff because you have to dump out the negative stuff to get some real thinking outside the box stuff to come in. You got to dump. So the first 3 pages were dumping. And then when you go back and read them 6 months later, like I did, you look at that and you go, oh my God, if someone said this about my best friend, I would kick their butts. And I was like, whoa, we have to do something about redefining this set of negatives. Where did they come from? And I realized they came from my industry, where people, if they eat a full meal within this decade, they might be punished. Where a size 10 is a big woman, and we got to go to the plus size shop. Or a size 8 is like abnormal. That's my business, where everybody's got Botox and fake parts. So much so that I go to a set and people are like, who did your work? I was like, my mama. But that's my industry. So I had to counteract that because I knew that's where these images were coming from. So I made a list of every fierce woman I knew. I looked at Mad Men and I was like, if Christina Hendricks comes out in that dress again, I'm gonna whip her. She is fierce. I put pictures of her all over my apartment. I watched Monique's solo shows. I read about how she started her own business. I put pictures of Monique up on the wall. Sophia Loren, Serena giving you skirt and what. I put up images that counteracted what the world was saying I should be. And it started to work. I started paying attention to the times and the places where I felt fierce and beautiful in my body. And I realized those times are when I was storytelling or connecting with another person, and they were seeing me and I was seeing them, and they were perfectly fine with their definition of who they were. They were beautiful. And that's what I loved about these women.